The coaching industry is filled with absolute hypocrites. It's people telling you to do things that they never even done. Or worse, it's people who give up their business, like literally, quite literally, shut down their business that was once perfect. You may have seen this on Instagram. Someone is selling you a new opportunity and showcasing how this new thing, whether it's like sell by chat or sell via napkin or no sales calls or loads of sales calls, is a new opportunity. And their old thing is now a mess and a joke. And I want to create this video because I've been in this space for half a decade and I've seen these guys come, get attention, and then leave. And I'm going to break down today exactly why what they're doing doesn't work. Two, why they actually quit their business instead of trying to follow alignment. And three, how you can build a business that actually makes you money and feeds your life the proper way, the actual way that's based on true foundations. So let's start in the very beginning. Many competitors who I've been up against for the past couple of years have come and gone. And they've come and gone in a series of funny ways. Some guys in particular were building agencies. Okay, so they build an agency and then the agency then becomes unscalable. It's an unscalable business, bro. You can't be selling agencies, any agency services. So then they build a coaching program and then they teach you how to sell by Google Doc, or what I like to call sell by napkin. And then this is the new way. Lifestyle business. Sit on the beach. Lifestyle business. Don't give anyone else your profit. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. Build a business that you want to. And then as a result of that, they get a lot of people attracted to them. So they don't attract serious business owners. They attract lazy people who want a shortcut to the actual job that they need to do. It's a very important distinction. They attract the wrong people. And then they have everyone inside their coaching program do this new shiny thing, which I must mention is not trial and tested. Okay? If you compare this to a call funnel has been running around since the creation of time. If you compare this to marketing and awareness, marketing has been around since the first core message that was ever created in history. No, they sell something that they just discovered, or they just bought a coaching program on how to actually do this thing. So sell by chat is a perfect phenomenon that started in the last couple of years. So then they teach you this thing that is new, that is novel, that is unique, that is not trial and tested. They sell you on this mechanism, and then when things run up and get a bit dry, a bit stale, they jump ship. They go on to the next thing. They follow. It's funny because they say, "No, money's not everything, bro. Money's not everything. I'm optimizing for a different lifestyle, and that doesn't work. This new thing doesn't work." And then everyone says, "Oh, isn't that amazing? He finally found peace and doesn't need to chase the profit anymore." What I see is that's total BS. And this person just ran out of marketing angles. And let me explain that. Because these people sell you on a mechanism. They are marketers. They're not business owners. They're trying to use the money from coaching to feed whatever lifestyle they have and whatever that may be. And they get really good at marketing and they find a unique angle. So follower ads, sell by chat, all that kind of stuff. That's like a new marketing angle. But then the market evolves. So the rest of the market start to do that thing. So then therefore selling that thing isn't desirable anymore. So they're selling this mechanism that gets people into their world, but there's no substance behind it. There's no actual delivery. They don't focus on what we call product. Product is the actual thing that you truly are in love with and you love getting amazing results for people. They neglect that. Ooh, product, no. Instead, they focus on the mechanism. And then when that dries up, because they're not really creative, they don't double down on getting results of people. They jump ship and say that it's not aligned to their chakras anymore. So this created a huge whirlpool of coaches jumping onto new things, which is, full transparency, pretty good for us because it's another competitor who leaves the market. But it's funny because I feel bad for the people who buy that stuff. And the people that buy those stuff actually usually end up in our programs because we like to call our programs like the rehab center for a lot of other coaching programs because they've tried all the stuff that is just trendy and hot, but it doesn't actually work. Now, let's take a bit of a deeper process. A lot of people are trying to align their business with their emotions. They're trying to separate, they're trying to include their emotions and their business into one thing. Whereas, there's a second thought, which is you use the business to make money and the main priority is having impact with your clients, Our highest level priority is we want to help business owners scale profitably and aggressively. We want them to make more money and do it fast, and as a result, it's fun. We don't want to include too much emotion in it into a way that, yes, we want to make sure that everything is completely aligned for you 24/7, because business is tough. Making money is tough. Not making money is even more difficult. And we don't want to just necessarily build our business based on our emotions. That's quite literally a terrible idea. So these guys mix their emotions with their business. And then because they kind of have like a ruminating mind and a bit of a TikTok ADHD brain, the second things run a little bit dry or their Stripe screenshots start to decline, instead of finding a new way to make better money or new money, they just actually quit, and they walk away and they quit. So a big thing here is the emotions not aligning with the business, which is a massive no-no. And another point that I've really observed by looking at some of the coaches who, are scaling apparently these one-man businesses, is that these people are not people. Generally, someone who wants to have a one-person business in a castle and completely separated from the other person, from other world, are kind of introverted people who kind of don't like people. So when they're coaching, they want the money, but they don't want the clients. They want the freedom, but they don't want the responsibility. And that's why you see this gap between the lifestyle entrepreneurs making, they claim they're making 100K a month, but they're actually making probably like 22,000 before they pay their VAs, is that they don't inherently focus on the people around them. So the people around them can be split into two different verticals. One, it's the clients, which is, by the way, the most important thing. Getting client results, working directly with clients to make sure that they get amazing results. That's a huge piece. The second is team, okay? So they claim that they don't want to grow a business because they don't want to upset the margin. But let me ask you a question. Objectively, you as a business owner, do you want to make 100% of 10K a month, or are you happy to make 50% of 3 million a year? What makes better sense to you? With the 50%, you will have a team of people who love you, respect you, look up to you. They feel inspired to be around you. You guide them, assist them, and see how else can you support them in their life and in their journey. And through that, you will attract the person that you are. So, full transparency, if you're a bit of an asshole, guess who you attract? People that are quite assholes. But if you're someone who genuinely wants to help people, you will have an amazing team of setters, closers, marketing managers, ads managers, ops people, and customer success managers who, guess what? Love the game as much as you do, right? I'm in my office right now, and I'm in a beautiful office with all of my team. And the big thing with this is that we all want to be here. It's voluntary, by the way, to be here. And they want to be here. So they show up for themselves, and then they show up for the responsibility of their clients. Now, that is inherently someone who is a people's person. They want to actually specifically work with people, and they want to get the most out of people. And that's why the whole one-man business thing kind of blew up. And people are quite literally hypocrites because they start the business and then they trap themselves in the business. They don't want to hire anyone apart from a $4 a day VA, and then they quit. So do you want to work? And this is the thing when you're buying coaching. So maybe you're looking at this, considering to invest in a program. Do you want to invest in a program with someone who has just found this new shiny object 26 minutes ago, who has 4 VAs, he pays $4 a day, and he's using the money as a cash grab to go off and do something else? Or do you want to use the money? Do you want to work with someone who is committed to learning and developing their clients, learning, developing their team, making some great progress, building an amazing community, and looking at something that can be long lasting? Who do you want to go with? Who is more reliable? And that's the mental model you need to think through before you select a coach, because the coaching industry is filled with hypocrites, and it's also filled with people that are pulling the wool over people's eyes. It's not a true representation of what business is. I agree with you that you need to have fun with business and you need to enjoy it, which is what we do. But does having fun mean that there's not going to be difficult points in business? No. So why do the people who sell the fun card quit their business? And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So I'm watching specifically a YouTube video right now of how someone's shutting down a 7-figure business or whatever that may be. And I've heard many reports of it, of other people doing it. And I like to think to myself, Did they really, really shut it down because it wasn't aligned to their chakras, or did they shut it down because they just couldn't do it anymore? They couldn't manage it. They were never interested in the beginning. They weren't fully committed. So the thing is, they were never actually aligned to their highest level of mission, what they wanted to achieve, what they wanted to work with someone with. They said things, they claimed things, they had mission statements, but they didn't align themselves to the mission. Therefore, their product didn't emulate the mission. Very important point. What they wanted to achieve in the product wasn't actually achievable because when the mission and the product are not in alignment, when they go to create content, it all falls down. So they're expert at marketers, but terrible at implementation and accountability with their clients. Which is why none of this becomes tangible. It's not like tactile. It's not something that you can hold and say, okay, I bought this coaching program and it was worth it for this reason. I got this thing. Instead, it's kind of like fluffy and kind of like up here and like a bit up here. And then, oh, I got this thing over here. It's like none of it is real. It's all air. It's like a bag of air. So to bring this to reality, here is how you should approach coaching and how you should effectively coach others, and how we at Voex, my 7-figure business across our education company and our agency, approach this. Is most specifically, you want to give people actual skills that they could spend the rest of their life using. Whether that is for us building offers, so offer creation, otherwise known as product creation, getting granular into how do you actually get amazing results for people, okay, and build an amazing product. So whether that may be breathwork coaching, whether that could be personal development, it could be mental health, it could be business opportunities, it could be financial analysts, whatever that may be. How do you build an amazing product or service and have that getting amazing results? The second side of it is content, okay? How do you teach people marketing that gives them awareness, paid or organic, that they can always get attention? Because for us, we're able to get attention, 24/7. We're able to get leads. We probably get around 150 leads a day come in right now. And, a certain percentage of those are actually qualified, which is great, and they book calls and so on. So how do you consistently, repetitively, automatically get leads? And the last point is sales. So the skill of sales will teach you way more than any BS like offer doc thing or sell by napkin thing that just simply doesn't work. It is the true essence of how you turn a customer, it's a true essence of how you turn a random person into an actual client and a paying client for several years, if not many more years beyond that, because you need to crack those 2-3 different verticals. So with sales, we teach people how to run the calls, how to build the funnels, how to run the calls, how to follow up with pipeline, how to do what's necessary. And again, right, I've taken 1,000 sales calls myself. My sales team take 10 sales calls a day. We know how to actually connect with people, and we know how to get actual results for people. And that's how you actually, one, coach, okay, and get effective learning carried out to your students. Two, it's how you learn and what you should learn, because when you learn the skill, it's transferable. Whether it's paid or organic, sales calls or DM setting, whatever that may be, the underlying skill is what you need. So before you buy another coaching program from a guy that swapped 16 different business models in the past 2 years, ask yourself this one question. What skills am I going to get here? And how do I learn the right skills to be able to scale my online business today?